In my last video, we talked about the absolute classic trap, doing a renovation completely backward. And let's be honest, we all seen it happen, or maybe you are in the middle of it right now. The renovation backwards sequence usually goes like this. As soon as you decided to renovate your home, you start spending hours scrolling through Instagram and Pinterest, collecting endless beautiful design images. You then visit the showrooms, start picking out gorgeous materials and high-end finishes. You even pre-order those cutting-edge high-end appliances you've been dreaming about. Then you call up a general contractor for pricing, and you jump right into the demolition. Then reality hits. All of a sudden, mid-construction, you find yourself scrambling to borrow money or maxing out your credit card just to finish the project because the project blew completely past the budget. Today, we are going to fix that cycle. I am going to show you my professional frameworks that I use on all of my projects for the past 16 years. After more than 16 years in design and construction, I can tell you that the renovation backwards patterns happens over and over again because homeowners weren't sure where to begin. So they guess and wing it along the way. And this is the reason why 90% of the time renovations fail. In my practice, I live by a very strict rule, the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you spend in planning and only 20% execution. My focus goes heavily toward the functionality, spatial flow, and layout for efficiency before we even talk about aesthetics, like textures or lighting. I know planning isn't always the most glamorous part of the process. We all love a beautiful image, but it is exactly where the financial and structural success of your project is decided. All right, let's get into the actual system. Grab your notebook, a cup of coffee or tea, because I'm opening up my workbook, Avoid Costly Renovation Mistakes, and taking you behind the scenes. How to define the project scope with absolute precision. So what you are looking at on the screen is a proposal for one of my clients. This is a kitchen and bath renovation. As you can see here in the framework, professional designers don't start with selecting beautiful materials and finishes, but they start with clarity, because without a well-defined project scope, you and the general contractor are going to be guessing, and your project will suffer from confusion, layout reworks later on, and massive budget overruns mid-construction. And I have seen this happen over and over again. So to show you exactly, I want you to look at this detailed per line items project scope. And this one paragraph right here is very important. Defining the core objective, the designer shall generate plans depicting the new kitchen layout with an open floor plan connecting the kitchen and the dining room into one space. That is your anchor right here. The new kitchen layout with an open floor plan connecting the kitchen and the dining room into one space. Why is this so important? Because it states the major structural change right up front. What does that mean? That means you're going to need to hire a structural engineer, prepare a stamp drawing to submit to the city, and pull permit before you demo any work. And then it go on to highlight per line items. New kitchen layout, new kitchen cabinet, new high-end appliances, new wood flooring in the kitchen, dining, and stairs area, new light fixture, new master bathroom with new toilet, new bathroom in the dining area, new built-in cabinet with storage, new stair rail, removing the fireplace and partition wall, which involving the structural engineer, new decorative elements on the exterior posts and beams to match with the new interior, and so on and so forth. So when you draft your project scope, I want you to follow along and do it exactly like this. Separate the structural changes like removing walls or fireplaces from the finished details like paint, cabinets, and flooring. This becomes the exact blueprint you hand to a builder for pricing. Once you have a list that looks like my client's proposal, the next thing is to outline your absolute non-negotiable must-have priorities within that list. Don't generalize this. For example, in the scope we just look at, removing the partition wall to connect the kitchen and the dining room is a structural must-have. Pre-ordering specific high-end appliances is a utility must-have because the cabinets have to be built around their exact dimensions. Setting these boundaries early prevents you from making impulsive, reactive decisions later when a contractor is standing in your gutted house wanting for an answer. Step 3 is logging in your planning toolkit. You don't need to know how to use complex AutoCAD software to map out your space planning. Today's technologies are making design tools very user-friendly, meaning you can easily map things out yourself. Right here in the framework, we recommend a couple of highly accessible design tools that my community loves. First, you can use ChatGPT as an intuitive thinking partner to organize your rough ideas into a beautifully formatted scope, checklist. Next, you can bring your structural ideas into Room Sketcher or Rayon to map out your floor plan, test out your open concept spaces, and start coordinating when your materials and finishes will actually fit. And finally, to see all comes together, you can bring those design selections into Canva to create a clean, professional presentation board. This lets you see your layout, cabinets, and finishes side by side before you buy. Visualizing your project on these user-friendly platforms is virtually free. Making layout and design mistakes in real life is what blows your budget wide open. Now, if you want to completely skip the guesswork and get access to the exact template, budget documents, and trade coordination guidelines that I use every day, you need to check out my online community, the Renovation Planning Studio on Skool. It's a structured space built specifically for homeowners who want to plan smarter, build better, and protect their budgets. Just click in the link in the description box below. That covers the first 3 fundamental steps to defining your project scope like a professional. If you want to download a copy of the exact workbook and follow along with the interactive exercises, head over to our community, the Renovation Planning Studio on Skool. The link is in the description box. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications because in the next video, we will be covering step 4, 5, and 6 to finalize your scope, build your timeline, and avoid hiring disasters. Thank you so much for tuning in and stay tuned for the second part of Define Your Project Scope. See you in the next video.